Alam mo ba na pag ikaw ay isang Persons with Disabilities or PWD na naninirahan dito sa Pilipinas, ay dapat wala ka ng bayarang PhilHealth contribution? Yan ay dahil sa Republic Act 11228 na naisabatas noong 2019. Kung ikaw ay isang employed PWD, ang 50% ng PhilHealth contribution mo ay sasagutin na ng national government at ang 50% naman ng iyong employer. Yan at marami pang PWD benefits ang ating pag-uusapan sa video ito. Ngunit, kung bago ka lang sa aking YouTube channel, this is Biyahe ni Kin, here to go HR Vlogger. Tayo ay nag-message at nagbigay ng mga katanungan sa NCDA or sa National Council on Disability Affairs at sila naman ay tumugon at sinagot ang ating mga tanong. At for this video, makakasama natin ang NCDA Regional Programs Coordinator, si Attorney Walter Jason Alava. Kung natin umpisahan, gusto ko sana munang magpasalamat sa lahat ng bumubuo ng NCDA sa pagtanggap at sa pagsagot at sa pagtugon sa ating mga katanungan. So, without further ado, umpisahan na natin ang mga tanong. Sino na ang matatawag na mga persons with disabilities or mga PWDs dito sa Pilipinas as defined by law?
Good day, Sir Kin. This recording is made to your request. This will be related to the questions that you have provided us. Now, interview with NCDA on Biyahe ni Kin, hosted by Kin Masondling. Okay. So, first guide question, number 1. Who is considered a person with disability in the Philippines as defined by the law? As defined by Republic Act number 7277 or the Magna Carta for Persons with Disabilities, persons with disabilities are those suffering from restrictions or different abilities as a result of a mental, physical, or sensory impairment to perform an activity in the manner or within the range considered normal for a human being. This can be gleaned through Section 4, Paragraph A of Republic Act 7277 as amended by Republic Act number 9440.
Ano-ano naman ang mga category or mga types ng sakit para ma-considered na ang isang tao ay isang persons with disability or PWD dito sa Pilipinas?
So we have 10 types of disabilities. So besides from the category that we have, which is apparent and non-apparent, di ba? Pag sinabi nating apparent, nakikita, and then non-apparent, hindi nakikita. So these are the 10 types of disabilities. You have first, deaf or hard of hearing. So this refers to individuals with varying degrees of hearing loss and then may require assistive devices or communication aids. Second, we have intellectual disability. So this is characterized by reduced ability to understand new or complex information and to learn and apply new skills. Requires specialized support and also interventions. We have number 3, we have learning disability. This involves disorders that affect specific areas of learning such as perception, listening, thinking, reading, writing, spelling, and arithmetic. And then individuals with learning disabilities may need individualized educational strategies and accommodations. Number 4, we have mental disability. So this encompasses disabilities resulting from mental illnesses or organic brain syndrome. Includes conditions like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, major depressive disorder, and anxiety disorders. Treatment and support services are often necessary. And then we have physical disability. This refers to impairments that affect mobility, function, or physical abilities. This can result from various causes such as trauma, infection, or medical conditions, or even accidents. This requires assistive devices physical therapy, or accessibility modifications. So ito po yung nakikita natin na mga disabilities, especially yung mga na decapitate, di ba? Naputulan ng paa, naputulan ng kamay, and so on and so forth. So these are the physical disabilities which was called before mga orthopedic disabilities. Now it's physical disabilities. And then number 6, we have psychosocial disability. So this includes behavioral, cognitive, emotional, or social impairments that affect daily living and interpersonal interactions. Conditions like autism spectrum disorders, and ADHD fall under this category. So this requires mga therapy, counseling, and support services are beneficial to this type of disability. Number 7, we have speech and language impairment. So this involves disorders related to speech or language affecting communication skills. This condition includes stuttering, dysarthria, apraxia, and specific language impairment. And then treatment may include special therapy and assistive communication devices. So usually po, makikita naman natin, madi-decipher natin agad pag hindi maayos yung pagsasalita ng person, pag may more on permanent na hindi niya maayos pagsalita, nag-gauge siya as a speech or magkaroon siya ng speech and language disability. And then number 8, we have the visual disability. So refers to impairment of visual functioning even after treatment or refractive correction. So these categories include low vision and blindness based on visual acuity or visual field criteria. So this requires visual aids, mobility training, and accessibility accommodations. So ito po yung mga may visual. So yung sa blind natin, dito po siya nag-fall. And then because of legislation, Republic Act number 11215, we include cancer as a disability. So this refers to a group of diseases characterized by abnormal cell growth, covered under Republic Act number 11215 in the Philippines, providing support such as medical treatments and financial assistance. So kasama na po ang cancer as a disability here in the Philippines po. And then also, because of legislation also, Republic Act number 10747, or the rare diseases category. This refers to disorders with rare occurrence recognized by health authorities. Includes inherited metabolic disorders and other rare conditions. Individuals often need specialized medical care, access to registries, and support networks. The DOH provides the list of the rare diseases. So, exclusive po yung list natin sa rare diseases, and DOH is the one providing it. So, pag gusto natin makita kung yung disease natin or yung disease na meron yung persons with disability or the person na ma-considered siya as persons with disability, we have to refer it to the list provided by the DOH.
Paano naman po makakapag-apply ang isang persons with disability ng PWD ID? Ano-ano po yung mga requirements nito at na-renew ba to on a yearly basis or kailangan bang i-renew ang PWD ID at paano?
So persons with disability can apply the ID directly to the local government units through the Persons with Disability Affairs Office or the PDAO, and or City Municipal Social Welfare and Development Office where they reside. Ito po yung mga walang PDAO. Pero as much as possible po, based on Republic Act 10070 or the establishment of the PDAO, first to third class municipalities should have or must have Persons with Disability Affairs Offices. And then pag 4th to 6th class municipalities natin, highly encouraged. So let's go now to requirements on getting a Persons with Disability ID. So number 1, you have their documentation to confirm the medical or disability condition. This falls to a disability certificate as accorded by NCDA Administrative Order number 1 series of 2021. And then we also have one valid government ID. So an example will be the voter's ID or any other professional license sanctioned by the Philippines. And then barangay clearance, and then 2 recent 1x1 ID picture. So ang pinaka-importante po dito is that based on our guidelines, pag applicant po, kailangan po talaga ng disability certificate. Pagdating naman po dun sa mga renewal, pag apparent po, pwede na pong walang disability certificate. So I would like you to base the requirements also and refer back to NCDA Administrative Order Number 1, Series of 2021. And you can look at look into it sa ating website sa ncda.gov.ph. Okay, so with our application process, so we have there number 1, obtain the Persons with Disability Registration application form, and then secure registration from their local government unit. So kung saang municipality ka or city, doon ka po pupunta kung saan ka nakatira. So where is your location? So ang location mo is sabihin natin sa Quezon City. So sa Quezon City na PIDAW po kayo kukuha ng form at mag-a-apply for your Persons with Disability ID. Number 2, you have to fill out and submit the form with complete requirements to the PIDAW and or the MSWDO. And then number 3, processing and issuance and renewal. Pero again po dun sa number 2, we highly encourage all the LGUs to really create their Persons with Disability Affairs offices. And then number 3 there sa ating application process, you have processing and issuance and renewal. So PIDAW and or MSWDO will process the application, review the requirements, and issue the ID. So the Persons with Disability ID is free of charge and has validity of 5 years from the date of issuance. You can also refer again to our NCDA Administrative Order Number 1, Series of 2021. When a person with disability transfers their residence, it is crucial for them to apply for a new Persons with Disability ID in their new location. The issuing authority will report the cancellation of their existing Persons with Disability ID upon issuance of the new one. Kasi syempre po, pag napadami po kasi yung entry natin, especially with the Philippine Registry for Persons with Disability, magkaka-error po yung pag-encode ninyo doon sa PRPWD natin. So yun yung reason why they have to cancel the prior kasi bago na nga yung location nyo. Kasi para siyang yung IDs po kasi parang jurisdictional siya. Okay.
At andito na tayo sa pinaka-exciting part. Ano-ano nga ba ang mga benepisyong maaari mo ma-avail bilang isang Persons with Disability or PWD dito sa Pilipinas?
In the Philippines. Under the law, persons with disability are entitled to various benefits and privileges. So these are examples. These are the most salient siguro or mga pinaka nagagamit natin from day to day na mga laws. We have transportation privileges. So persons with disability receive a 20% discount on domestic air travel and including tickets booked online. They also enjoy discounts on public railways such as LRT, MRT, PNR, public utility buses, jeepneys, taxis, and transportation network vehicle services. Okay, number 2, kung ano yung entitlement and benefits and privileges ng persons with disability. Number 2, we have basic and prime commodities. So, persons with disability receive a 5% discount on basic and prime commodities. Meron po tayong bagong IIR na makikita nyo sa aming website. You go to ncda.gov.ph. Meron po tayong bagong IIR na nilabas ng DTI with regard to the discounts or the prime commodities na discounts. And then number 3, accommodations and medicines and recreational facilities. So persons with disability benefit from a 20% discount and VAT exemption and 12% VAT exemption on various goods and services, including lodging establishments, restaurants, recreation centers, purchase of medicines and food for special medical purposes, medical and dental services, diagnostic and laboratory fees, professional fees of attending doctors, funeral and burial services. And then another benefit, number 4, is mandatory full PhilHealth coverage. All persons with disability, regardless of gender, age, or ethnicity, registered in the DOH, Philippine Registry of Persons with Disability, are automatically covered by PhilHealth. So I think this is under Republic Act 11228. Okay. And then number 5, equal employment opportunities. So persons with disability have the right to equal employment opportunities. And then, as accorded by Republic Act number 10524, all government offices should have at least 1% of their human complement na persons with disabilities. This is under Republic Act 10524. Okay. And then we also have educational assistance. So persons with disability receive educational assistance for pursuing primary, secondary, tertiary, post-tertiary, vocational, or technical education in both public and private schools. Under the law, under Republic Act 9442, meron po tayong nakalagay doon na ang mga persons with disability po natin dapat po napoprovide ng government ng mga scholarships. Okay, and then we also have mga other benefits and privileges, like additional benefits may vary based on local government programs and policies. So meron po silang mga allowances na nakukuha sa mga different LGUs. Pero hindi po lahat, but mostly, nagbibigay naman po sila ng mga allowances for our persons with disabilities.
Ano-ano naman po ang mga batas na nagproprotekta para sa ating mga persons with disabilities dito sa Pilipinas?
So marami po ito but ipinpoint lang natin yung mga most salient po. So we have there number 1, Republic Act number 7277, or the Magna Carta for Persons with Disabilities. So this provides rights and privileges for persons with disabilities on accessibility, education, health services, employment opportunities, and other services. So makikita po din nyo dun sa mga sections na yon na pinoprotektahan po ng ating batas yung mga sa education, sa accessibility, sa employment, and so on and so forth po. So again po, kung gusto nyo makita itong mga different laws na to, you can always refer to our website, ncda.gov.ph. Okay, number 2, we have Republic Act number 9442. So this law amended our Magna Carta. So expands benefits and privileges for persons with disabilities. And this was also amended by Republic Act number 10754. So this further expands benefits and privileges for persons with disabilities. This law enhances the benefits and privileges of persons by providing a 20% discount and exemption from VAT on certain goods and services. It covers medical expenses, transportation fares, and even funeral services, aiming to alleviate financial burdens on persons with disabilities and their families. Okay, so we also have, ito yung mga medyo matanda na natin na law, and we also have a new IIR for this. We have Batas Pambansa bilang 944, Batas Pambansa bilang number 344, or our accessibility law. This law focuses on promoting accessibility for persons with disability by requiring the provision of barrier-free environment and facilities. It aims to ensure that persons with disability can access public and private buildings, transportation, and other facilities without hindrance. Pagpupuntahan po ninyo itong law na to, ito po yung nagsasaad na dapat po meron tayong mga ramps, meron po tayong mga different signages for persons with disability, meron po tayong dapat mga comfort rooms that are specific and accessible for persons with disability. And then meron po dapat tayong mga parking na for our persons with disability, and also including mga non-skid flooring and so on and so forth. So technically, this will help our persons with disability doon sa kanilang pagpunta sa mga different institutions natin. So NCDA is really fighting na magkaroon po tayo ng mga different access audits para po maprotektahan natin yung karapatan ng mga persons with disability na makapasok sa mga different establishments natin. Okay. And then we also have Republic Act number 11228. an act providing for mandatory PhilHealth coverage for all persons with disabilities. Ito po nakasaad dun sa batas na for mga employed na mga persons with disabilities, half po sa kanilang employer at saka sa government po ay babayaran yung mga premiums nila. Pag unemployed naman, full po na babayaran po to ng ating government. Now, in the sense po, medyo tinitingnan natin yung mga guidelines nito kasi inaayos to kasi dito po manggagaling yung ating PhilHealth persons with disability na PhilHealth packages. So hopefully po we will be providing you with additional inputs on updates regarding the implementation of the law. Okay, number 6, Republic Act number 10524, yung sinabi ko po kanina, an act expanding the positions reserved for persons with disability. So ito po yung usual na sinasabi natin na at least 1% of the human resource complement of all government offices should have at least 1% na persons with disability. So sabihin natin 100 yung mga empleyado. So at least isa doon, persons with disability po. In the private sector naman po, highly encouraged sila na to hire persons with disability kasi nga po we really want to help our persons with disability na ma-employ sila syempre for their livelihood din. Okay. And then we also have Republic Act number 10070 or yung sinabi ko po kanina, yung PIDAW law or the establishment of all PIDAWs. So the law establishes institutional mechanisms to ensure the implementation of programs and services for persons with disabilities. So again, I would like to invite everyone to go to our website ncda.gov.ph para makita po ninyo itong mga na-mention ko na mga batas. Another law, Republic Act number 11650 or Inclusive Education Learners Act natin. So an act instituting a policy of inclusion and services for learners with disabilities in support of inclusive education, establishing inclusive learning resource centers of learners with disabilities in all schools, districts, municipalities, and cities, providing for standards, appropriating funds thereof, and for other purposes. So ito po yung tinatawag nating Inclusive Education or Inclusive Learners Act natin. And then last but not the least po, we have Republic Act number 11106 or the Filipino Sign Language Act of 2018, which declares the Filipino Sign Language as the national sign language of the Philippines, which shall be recognized, promoted, and supported as the medium of official communication in all transactions which involve the deaf in the Philippines. So again po, itong mga batas na nasabi natin are hindi po comprehensive but I think makakatulong naman. But if you want the comprehensive list of all our laws, again, I would like to invite you to go to our website ncda.gov.ph and look into the different laws na meron tayo for persons with disabilities.
Kung sakali ang isang establishment ay hindi tinanggap or in-honor ang PWID ng isang persons with disabilities, saan po sila maaaring mag-file ng kanilang complaint?
So, persons with disability can file their complaint to their local government unit through Persons with Disability Affairs Office at kung wala, dun sa ating mga MSWDO focal persons for persons with disabilities. And also po, ang layer po kasi niyan, ang layer ng mga Persons with Disability Affairs Offices is that they are the referral din sila na nagre-refer din sila ng mga complaints nila. So pag sinabi natin na ang issue is on accessibility, si Persons with Disability Affairs Office will be recommending it to the DPWH, which is the champion of for the accessibility law natin. So technically po, mag-gauge yung different complaints to the different subject matter. And again, NCDA is composed of 13 strong agencies po. At ang makikita po ninyo to, punta kayo sa website namin kung sino-sino yung mga yon. And yung mga different agencies, national agencies po natin, meron po silang mga kanya-kanyang mga champions with regard to this different disability laws. So, sila po yung nagpapa-implement nito at sila po yung mga champions po natin.
At for our closing statement, bilang isang expert po dito sa field na to, ano po ba ang mabibigay niyong mensahe para sa ating mga kababayan na persons with disabilities?
Now, in NCDA, we always have this, meron po tayong parang hymn natin, or we have a theme song. Ang title po ng theme song natin is Laban Lang. And as a regional programs coordinator, whenever I try to travel to the different regions na handle ko po, yung mga clustered regions na handle ko, I always tell them that we should fight for our rights. Laban lang po talaga. Kasi once a person with disability will not claim that right, wala po mag-claim for him or for her. So dapat po talaga we try to fight for our rights para po mabigyan tayo ng rights natin. So again, I would like to invite everyone to please go to visit our website ncda.gov.ph para po sa kabuuan, and to give you more knowledge, meron din po tayong mga mga online learning system, and to provide you with plenty of information with regards to what's happening to the disability sector. So again po, thank you for having NCDA here, and laban lang po. Thank you po.
Ayun lang po, maraming salamat sa lahat ng bumubuo ng NCDA at kay Attorney Walter Jason Alava. Salamat po. So bilang HR vlogger nga, unfortunately hindi ko alam yung batas na 11228 kung saan libre nga daw or babayaran ng national government ang PhilHealth contribution ng mga employed PWD employees. Kasi kami sa office, meron kaming 4 employees na PWD. At unfortunately, sila pa din yung nagbabayad ng kanilang PhilHealth contribution. Kaya ang ginawa natin, nagtanong tayo sa PhilHealth kung paano yung proseso ng pagbayad or pag-report ng mga PWD employees. At sa kasamaang palad, ito po ang naging sagot ng PhilHealth official Facebook page. Ayon sa kanila, babasahin na lang po natin, ito po yung kanilang sinabi, at ayon sa kanila, mula nang naisabatas ang Republic Act 11228 ay hanggang sa kasalukuyan ay wala pa ring budget na binibigay ng national government para dito. Isang makasaysayang batas para sa ating mga PWDs. Yun ay ang Republic Act 11228 na nag-uutos sa ating national government na sagutin ang PhilHealth contribution ng ating mga PWDs. Ibig sabihin yan, kung ikaw ay isang employed PWD, ay dapat paghahatian ng national government at ng iyong employer ang iyong PhilHealth contribution. Ang batas na ito ay naglalayong maibsan o mabawasan ang mga pasanin ng ating mga kababayan na persons with disabilities o PWD. Ganun pa man, sa kabila ng mga ito, ay hanggang sa kasalukuyan ay wala pa ring budget na nilalaan ang ating national government para suportahan ang batas na ito. Ang ating mga PWDs ay humaharap na sa malaking hamon ng buhay, both physical at mental. Kaya tayo ay nananawagan sa ating mga leader sa House of Representatives, sa ating mga minamahal na senator, at sa ating mahal na Pangulo na sana bigyan ito ng budget. Di lamang ito legal na obligasyon, kung hindi isang moral na tungkulin para sa ating mga PWD community. Sila ay nararapat sa ating suporta at ibigay ang naipangakong suporta sa kanila. Kaya kung ikaw ay isang PWD o kung may kamag-anak kang isang persons with disability, tulungan nyo akong i-share ang video na ito. Baka sakali, just maybe makarating sa isang individual o mapanood ng isang individual na may kakayahang baguhin at tulungan ang ating mga kababayan na mga persons with disability. At dyan po nagtatapos ang ating video. Kaya kung ikaw ay bago sa aking YouTube channel, huwag kalimutan mag-like, comment down below at mag-subscribe para maging updated ka sa aking YouTube channel. Yun lang po at maraming salamat. God bless everyone!